So we're back to the Android phone. Great, huh? Anyway, sold my car this week, and it's been a rough little time, man. Just cause when it rains, it pours, right? And so with the rain, we appreciate it because the water brings growth. The seeds grow and it waters the earth, and it's refreshing, it's cooler, it's not as hot. So we love the rain. But when it's a hurricane or tornado or just anything like that, the rain, we don't want the rain. It's too much. And I feel like right now, um, as much positive things that are going on, I have equally or more negative things that have been going on. And so I just basically want to say, like, I preach staying the path. I preach pushing forward regardless of what may come your way. But honestly speaking, as a human, there are some times when enough is enough. There are some times when it's too much. You've had too much. You don't want any more. Your plate's full. You got a second plate. you guys ever you guys ever make a plate at Thanksgiving, put it down, and just go make another one just in case you don't get to, you know, have more? Well, then by the time you get to that second plate, you're already full, and you're like, oh, I can't eat all that. You just can't handle it. You can't deal with it. You're like, nah, I'm gonna have to deal with that later. You know what I mean? Um, in that same sense, not in a fun way, but just in that same sense of having too much. I definitely, with every positive thing that I have going, like I said, I have this extra plate over here that's like, it's just no positives. It's just full of negativity. And this is just one of those times, man, where you're where I feel like I just have so much built up inside. Like there's this fire that burns in my soul, and oh man, it's a beautiful fire when it's used. Fire's good. Same thing with water. Water's good. It's depending on what you use. Fire can be used to mold glass and metals, and fire, when it comes from volcanoes, it erodes away and makes mountains, and just beautiful formations. I don't know. The fire can be a good thing, but then there's also fires like we see in California and everywhere else is just destructive. And I really feel like the fire that's inside of me is a destructive fire. But here's the cool thing. So being able to recognize that, right? Um, when what do you call it? They have forest fires. The best thing to do is recognize where the fire's starting, and get the plane over there and drop the water and all that on top of the source of the fire, so it doesn't spread and just burn everything down. So I'm glad that I'm at a point in my life where I have matured, and excuse me. I'm glad I'm at a point in my life where I have matured and got to a place where I can recognize, okay, there's a fire and I need to put it out. I don't need to just kind of like dampen it, because if you dampen a fire, a lot of times when you're come on, go. you end up giving it more oxygen, and then it just spreads even further. And that's not something that I want to do. Um, so I'm just challenging you guys, like myself, look and see if you feel like there's something building up, right? I've been feeling like this since the beginning of quarantine, and maybe that's what it is, just cabin fever and some other things. But honestly, I've been feeling this fire build up all year long almost, and I've been trying to get to the source of it, and it's like I can't find it. It's and I'm going to keep searching because I know that that's the right thing to do. I talked to my bro Josh last night, and he was just kind of talking me down. Just like I don't really want to go on what we're talking about, but just talking me down, and it's good to have an accountability buddy, accountability partner, swim partner in this life, so that way you don't drown. You got somebody that's with you that knows how to swim in case anything happens. And it was pretty cool to just hear him talk, and him. Usually, I feel like I'm the one that's always motivating people and all that, but last night I got a chance to just listen. I got a chance to sit there and just shut up and allow him to just talk to me. And I listened. He talked to me, and I listened. I responded, talked to me, listened. And then after, it was about probably an hour and a half on the phone, and I recognized, okay, well, these particular things are the sources of this fire that's in my bones. When I say it's in my bones, I mean, mm, it's a real it's a real fire. I can't really explain it to you guys, and because I don't want to say too much. But for those who know kind of what's been going on, my girl, she's doing her best to support, and that I love her for that. And my friends, the ones who know, like I said, they've been real supportive of everything. But I will say that it's been a difficult task to chill. Normally I am chill, but lately I've been on edge. I've been, you know, haven't lashed out at nobody, which that's stupid. That's not how I operate. But if I talk about anxiety and a bunch of other stuff in my music, and when I start releasing some of these newer songs, you guys will kind of get a better picture of what it is. But when I've talked to some of my friends about some of the content of my new songs, they go, "Yeah, that's what I be dealing with, man. No one understands that." I talked to my bro the other day, and without saying too much, he's got a lot on his mind, and there's just a lot of stuff all the time floating around up here. This is a dangerous place, y'all. If there's one that you can name some areas that's the worst cities in America, worst cities in the world, worst crime rate, all that, but the most dangerous place on this earth is inside your own head. And I've I've noticed, because of quarantine, so many people are in here. And for a lot of us who have had abuse in our past, whether as a child or even as an adult, um, it's negative up here. And you guys know this to be true, but it's like no matter how positive, that one negative thing seems to just take over, right? And it just encompasses your thoughts and everything, and you're like, oh my gosh, like, how do I break this? How do I shake this? I'm not gonna lie. This video is not a video of victory. This is a very hard video to make and very hard topic to talk about, because truthfully speaking, you want to be positive. You wanna put that face on every single day. I put the face on. I post the face. I edit the face. I put music behind the face. Put love behind the face. I put that face on for so long, for so many years, and I'm going to be 30 in October, and I'm starting to realize that that was probably the most toxic thing I could have done. Instead of fighting, I'm so much of a fighter, right? People get on my nerves. I'm quick to jump, you know. But getting older, I'm pulled away from that type of mindset because that gets you nowhere. At the same time, having this fire, having anxiety, having all these different thoughts and stuff, fighting that, it's like something I've never done, because if you've been abused, you understand fully what it means to box something up and just tuck it away. Because when you get abused, it bothers the mess out of you. And then it happens again. And then it happens again. And then you just start doing this thing where you just take it and you just remove yourself from it. You go to a different place while it's happening to you. You know, like I said, this is a hard video to make, man, but I see a lot of stuff because of what happened a long time ago, and even in recent years, is now starting to show itself. And for myself and others like me, the answer, sometimes they say, oh, just take some pills and you'll chill out. Just smoke some weed and you'll be good. Make sure you get enough sleep, eat enough. You do all that and it's still there. So what's the problem? The problem is not going to the source of the fire and starting there. You're trying to, you try to go to the desert and with the water bottle. You know what I mean? And that's not going to do anything. It's going to stop something. You may even drop the water on the way into the desert. You know what I mean? But the key here is recognize, I guess this is victorious. The key to this whole deal is to just recognize what it is, where it is this fire starting, where the base of it is. Because when a firefighter goes out to a call, they shoot the water at the base of the fire and work their way up. Because like I said, I don't know.
CS 51 Irving Radio.
Hold on a second. But you gotta go to the source of the fire and figure out, okay, this is the base. Put that out. And what's the cool thing about that? Starting at the base, the root of the issue. When you pluck it from the root, the rest of it will stop growing. If you just pull the leaves or pull some of the fruit from this vine that's growing, it's not going to die. It's just, you essentially pruned it. You know what I mean? This is going to grow more. You just made an elbow, so now, more arms are going to come out. But you want to go to the root of it, pluck it. You want to go to the root of it, put out the fire. I know some of y'all are probably like, man, what is he talking about? But just understand, like, this is a serious thing. Because stress is a silent killer. I'm gonna be honest. Me being black, I have a higher chance of getting some form of heart disease or diabetes. Stress will get me there faster than anything. There's stress eating. You stress eat, you get diabetes. Because when you stress eat, you're not really trying to eat anything healthy. You just want anything that's in sight, something easy, something small, something fast. So eating sugar, eating chips, drinking lemonade, just sodas, whatever, beer. I don't know what else people do. It's not healthy. Then you get diabetes. So, well, dang, now you got diabetes. But then there's also heart disease because if you're not eating right, you got high blood pressure, all these sugars and stuff, and your heart's beating real fast and it drops. Beat real fast and it drops. That just can't be good. And so with that, I'm recognizing like, hey, I gotta go to the source of these issues. Because if I don't, I could have problems down the road, and that's not something I want. Because my plate's full now, and I feel like I got too much on my plate. But sure enough, something happened later on. Man. So I just want to tell you guys, just also when talking to somebody with this amount of stress or with an amount of stress that feels heavy on them, do not, and I repeat, do not tell them. Okay? Do not tell them, man, just get over it. Just stop thinking about it. Just get out of your head. Come on, man, it's easy. Do not tell them because that's just going to make it worse. I'm going to let you know that right now. For the people who struggle with it like I do, it's going to take time. It takes time. But I guarantee you, the very moment you go to the base of your problem, because like I said, I just recognized this last night, so this is new for me as well. And maybe I can do a series of fighting my anxiety. Like that might just be a thing I bring to the channel. But you go to the source of all this, you go to the source of your issue, source of the fire, and put it out. I guarantee you guys will start seeing, like my boy said, he's like, you'll start seeing, you'll have peace. Places that the fire started touching on is going to go out because the source of the fire is gone, so fire can't grow. So that's just something to think about. Something that's been on my head since last night. We got a lot more content coming, but this is just, I know it's a little bit more heavy than what I usually talk about, and it's fun stuff. And me and my girl, we're doing great things. We got a house, so new videos coming. We're gonna get her podcast started, and maybe work with the little one on starting her own type of YouTube series. I don't know, but honestly, just those are different things. The good thing is that, like I said, make sure you get a swim buddy. I got my woman. She's the best woman I've ever been able to have in my life ever. Save my grandmother and my sister. I'll say even my mom. She's done so much for me in this sense. It's just like having an accountability buddy is great, and shout out to my boy Josh as well, because Josh is just, I will say at the beginning when I was trying to explain to him how this kind of felt, he didn't understand. And then he had, his own stuff come up. Then he understood. But he's an overcomer, and he was able to try to come up with this plan, this kind of idea, which he told me, which I'm now telling you. Go back to the source of the fire and talk it out, deal with it, deal with it when it pops up. Shoot, you don't have to have a whole brush fire. If you got a piece of grass that's on fire, just stop it out. Pee on it. I don't know, just get rid of it. And so he told me that, and this is a victorious video. It's just something, man, something about it. That fire comes up and you feel helpless, but you're not helpless. You just gotta, like I said, get yourself accountability buddy or two, um, and pray about it. Honestly, that's probably the best thing that I did last night. When you feel like somebody's got your back, there's a song called "Another in the Fire," and honestly, that was the theme basically of last night. Is that even though I felt the way that I did, I had somebody there with me. So that's today's video. Like I said, we got a house, we got some things coming. We're gonna be spending the next few days moving in, moving her stuff in, and we'll move my stuff in later. But yeah, just I don't know, man. Just stay the path. That's all I really gotta say. Stay the path. Don't give up. It don't matter how hard things may seem. Just don't give up. You may feel like you're on fire. You may feel like there's way too much on your plate. Just don't give up. It's this life. It takes work, man. If you got it easy, you won't understand. My channel. I'm gonna tell you right now. If you're not a person that's ever struggled, stop following my channel. This is not what this channel is for. This channel is for people who have struggled, whether it's with anxiety, whether it's with lust, whether it's with stealing, killing, being violent, whatever. This channel is for all the people who have ever struggled in any sense, struggled to get a job, struggled to find a place to live, struggled with love, struggled with family. That's what this channel is. It's a channel for people who have struggled and are saying, you know what? I may have gone through these things. I may have dealt with these things. I may have done these things, but guess what? I am going to push forward. That's it. I'm going to stay on this path until I get to where it is I want to go. I don't care where I came from. I don't care where I'm at right now. What my goal is where my focus is. And that's it.